You're live.
We're on your channel, right?
We are on yours.
Oh, okay. We are live on Pathfinder Digital Marketing, guys. What's up? As usual, I'm Tony. This is Bane. We're getting together, making these video series, live series for you to help small businesses. First, before we go to anything, Bane, the contest, go over it, get in your soapbox, and talk to people about it.
It's still just one company has taken it. I'm fine with it. Like, I can't. If I wasn't using the phone at the moment, I'd look it up. But they do like
Local here in town.
Yeah, it's candles and stuff. I want to say that they have their product in Mural City.
Okay.
So they got a pretty cool product. I'll be more than happy to work with them once this is all done. So we still have a few days if you want to take advantage of it. It's last day of May, so it's the 20th. So we got week and a half, almost 2 weeks left to try to jump in on this. And again, it's super easy. Use the hashtag on any of your posts that you make on a daily basis. Hashtag Evergreen Challenge. And then on the last day, you just talk about why the tips and stuff like that from the website post was beneficial. That's it. That's all you have to do. I'm not even asking you to follow either of us. You just have to participate like that because the heart of it is to try to improve your business so you can come out on top. Like that's the heart of it all. So yeah. At the end of this, I'll post a link down in the comments so that way it'll be easy to access. But you can always go to evergreencreative.co/blog, scroll down a few posts, and then you'll see the social media challenge.
It's $4,000, guys, and free services between the two of us that you can get. Obviously, if you're interested to see what type of work we do, Bane has some amazing, because he's a photographer by trade, so some really good photos and whatnot. You can take a look at my stuff. For those who have followed me for a while, Tony, some of my things tend to be a little loose on them. But it's $4,000 in free combined services. Literally, guys, you don't have to follow us. You just have to use a hashtag. That's it. So that one business that's been using it, I mean, they're going to win. No competition.
Like, props to them. I mean,
they're a small business too, right?
Yes, small business. So, I mean, I'd be happy to work with
you. True. Yeah,
But the heart of it is to help. Definitely, more than likely like a small business here locally, but just want to help out. So yeah.
Great.
But it's helped to keep my own business accountable as far as social media posting. And even part of it was just to help have a plan in place for the month of May. And I was like, why not try to help another company out with this concept and idea? And it's it's basically a social media calendar, content calendar. Tony knows about it. He does it with his own stuff. And it just keeps you on task and keeps you from trying to guess, what am I going to post today? And you're just able to have a plan, whether you post your stuff on, schedule things out for a week at a time, or even if you just do it that day, you at least know what to do.
The most important thing is both of us being content creators is if we're telling our clients to do it, we should be doing it ourselves as well. And that's a topic for another day because I post on 7 different platforms, about to be 8. Mm-hmm. But I didn't start off doing that. I gradually got myself in there. And for a lot of businesses, they look at it as overwhelming to post, even just to keep up posting on just like Facebook, for example.
Right.
So it's a process, something we definitely teach you and we can go over and lay on videos. As usual, guys, please like and follow us to stay updated with these videos. If you're a small business and you have any questions, please ask them so we can address them to the best of our ability. Yep. But today we're going to be going over some very simple, low budget, and I say low budget, but most of us have this stuff. I mean, this phone, this is a Samsung Note 10 5G Plus, because you know me, guys. I got
names of phones these days.
Jesus, we say that 10 times fast.
It used to be just like iPhone 6, that was it. Or Galaxy S6 or whatever it is, but now it's all these extreme tags.
All these names and whatnot, and I love having the latest equipment, and you guys know that follow me for a while know I'm an Android guy. You're an Android guy too, right?
I'm an Android guy. I mean, I got the S20 Ultra right now, and it's actually like I've been an iPhone user for like at least like a solid iPhone user for like the last year or so. It's because I've swapped my ecosystem to Mac OS, and just like the ecosystem works really good between Apple products. But on my tech channel, Bane Tech, I just like phones and stuff like that anyways, and I get bored with phones really fast.
Yeah, so do I.
So I end up putting my SIM card into something else, but like I've really enjoyed the experience with the S20. It's been I don't miss the iPhone as much.
Well,
so
personally, as you just found, as you hear from both of us, I don't like Apple products. I've used them. There's a purpose to them. I get it. I'm not a hater. I just don't feel like it's what I need. But the majority of you guys out there use a cell phone. And I would dare say anything that's like an iPhone 6 or newer or an Android 8 or newer produces fairly good quality pictures and videos.
I agree.
Which most of you have. And those older phones now, especially right now, if you don't have one, you've been looking to upgrade, either one, I'd say they're in the range of affordable.
Yeah. I mean, Apple just released their iPhone SE 2, which is their quote-unquote budget-friendly phone. Google's fixing to release their Pixel 4a, which is their budget line as well. And all that, either one of those, I think is like $400 for the phone. So in terms of cost and stuff like that, that is, I mean, this thing costs like over
$2,000.
No, not $2,000. It was like, I think $1,300.
Because I think this was $1,000, I think.
Yeah. So,
and I bought it for tax purposes, it's for the business.
So, I mean, just in comparison, it's like you're still going to get great results as far as, photo, video kind of stuff. Because all the top companies or any cell phone company, like one of their main focuses is the camera. Like that's what people care about a lot. So they try to put a lot of effort into the camera, regardless of what phone that they're releasing. So.
The point being is, so Bane, obviously a photographer, he's got some sick gear when it comes to the quality of what he uses, and he doesn't. He uses Photoshop, some amazing equipment. If you don't watch, I saw the one yesterday you posted while your camera was hooked up, how you had your stuff hooked up to your laptop. He has money and time invested in it, but that's his job.
Right.
Me being, I won't call myself a beginner. I mean, that's insulting. But a content creator myself, everything I do is off my phone. And yeah, I've invested some good money in my cell phone. I also have a pretty nice selfie stick called a Smooth Mobile, which I highly recommend. And this is about $170 for the middle grade version they have. Their top of the line one's like $300, which will be my next purchase.
And just like to kind of go off of just talking about something like that, is one of the mistakes that I see a lot of people do with using their phones for content creation is shaky footage. And so
guilty.
I mean, I do it too. I try not to as much as possible, which is the reason why I'm using this Mevo Start camera. It's a live broadcasting camera. Again, I would say it's budget friendly. It's about $400. I'll leave a link in the bio, affiliate link and all that kind of stuff. But it's nice. It's got a lot of cool technology to where I can monitor what's going on my phone, but the camera's capturing all that kind of stuff. Regardless, it's on a tripod. That's what I'm trying to get to. My point is that it's on a tabletop right now. It's stabilized. I'm not holding out in front of me, and as steady as you can try to make your hand, it's still going to have a little bit of movement. And especially like the times where you might be walking and talking at the same time, it's going to be pretty hard to keep that footage nice and steady. Our phones these days, they do have some pretty good stabilization in it, but still, when you get something like a tripod, like a mini tripod for a phone, there's mounts, all kinds of stuff you can get, or you can get a gimbal like what he has, and it really steps up that quality to have that nice smooth footage. So I would say that would be like one of the, call that the first tip of this discussion, is like stabilization with your phones. Like there's gear that you can accessorize to your phones to make it that much better, instead of just holding it with your hand the whole time. And I would even go as far as to say, anytime, even if we were to go live with just the phone and not using the Mevo Start, I would put this on a mini tripod of some sort and put it on a surface, so that way it's stable the whole time. Plus, I mean, depending on how long you talk, I'm pretty sure your arm's going to get tired
unless you're
from
ripped.
holding it up.
Like, have you been working out? No, I've been holding my phone out for 2 hours.
And then like the proper hold is to hold it up so that way your face is pointed up. It helps your voice out. Yeah. So like if you are doing selfie style stuff, even photos or videos.
I do it like that so I don't look like I have a double chin.
that's part of it too. You hold it up so that way it corrects your your head posture. It also helps your voice out because if you go down like that, it changes your voice, but this clears up the voice path.
Gotcha.
So I mean, if you are going to go handheld, do that if possible. But yeah, stabilization and things like that are pretty important to use if you are going to try to do stuff on your own.
Along with home stabilization, when I first started making content at the very beginning, I was doing things as simple as just having something hold my phone up to prop it on the table. And yeah, he's right. The angle is junk because I'm looking down my phone trying to make a video of whatever the heck I'm trying to do, especially if you go back to my Toyota videos. Pretty shaky. I didn't have the money invested in it. I think back then I was using a Note 7, 8 which was still, I mean, people were making full featured films on the 7, I believe, when it came out, but I think some YouTuber was doing that. Anyways, listen, guys, just do it. Just make the content. Grab something, grab a stapler. Lots of phones nowadays have these things in the back you can use and prop up. It's good to start. Even if you can't, because listen, we're not competitors. I know I'm cheaper than him, but you're going to get what you pay for. So, and so like for my clients that hire me to build a website, like yesterday I went out and these guys that were trying to get me content for the head of a local airport company here was trying to get me content for the website because pictures and video make and break a website. You need to have good quality photos. And she was out there with this iPad, I don't know what it was, iPad 3, and taking pictures. And I was like, let me help you guys. So with my setup, I just walked out there and started taking some, I don't know what it looks like. Just started taking some pictures of their equipment, their airplanes. And when I got done showing them, remember your phone settings. I would say set everything to the highest resolution you can. Right. This shoots at, was it 60 frames or 122 frames per second? I think that's 120, and I think this one's 60. Anyways, some high specs. Right. And yes, when you do this, it's going to murder the memory in your card. So make sure, use something like Google Docs or whatever. But when I was taking these pictures, they're like, wow, these are high quality photos. Now I can use these photos to fit on your website. So when you use these pictures on Facebook, Instagram, you can always, it's not like FBI where they're adding pixels to make a picture viewable. That doesn't work. If you blow up a photo, the more pixels you have in it, the better it's going to look, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, there's that concept.
You can't add pixels.
No. If anything, also on social media websites, they degrade the quality a bit. So that's another reason why you want to use the highest when you're shooting, so that way when it does get degraded, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is, you're going to have a better result. And then go back to your website side of stuff is that can more than likely be closer to the full quality resolution like on a website. So when you have that kind of detail, it does stand out. And phones are great these days, but even then, like just to take it a step further, it's like if you can invest into a professional photographer, it does help out with
right here, guys. We're ready to go. $4,000 in free services.
Right. It's
a lot of pictures.
Put it this way: there was a company even last week that I work with, and this isn't a slam against anybody that does this, because even as a pro photographer, videographer that I still use my phone for some content, some photos, and things like that. But I don't want to name names, but just for example purposes, they use pretty much exclusively cell phone footage all the time. And so, but then I worked with them, I threw in some photos or gave them some photos while I was just there for video work, but you could tell night and day difference of the quality.
Very true.
It's a way to, one of the concepts on social media is to stop the scroll. So when you post something that's high quality and you put a lot of thought to it, a lot of effort to it, whether it's your phone or something else, your goal is to stop the scroll. Someone like, imagine yourself scrolling through your Facebook feed. You're gonna like, what causes you to stop on that post? And so something like that, something that's really high quality, something that's really gonna get the message across, whether it's through text, on an image, whatever it is, like those are the elements that are gonna make a difference in how you produce and get more clients, because you're putting that much more effort. You're trying to get them to stop on your content. So you can have quality with your phones and stuff, but there's ways to make it actually a little bit better. Like to kind of segue into, like we talked a little bit about gear, but to kind of go into the apps side of stuff.
That's true. Yeah, that's the next topic.
A couple apps that I use all the time, like for my evergreen content, like using Instagram and then Facebook. Instagram is more like curated stuff, the things that is like finished products I'll put onto my feed. Facebook, I let it be a little bit looser, but there's times where I want to use similar content, like a photo, for example, from my phone, that I don't want to put on my Instagram feed, but I'm fine with it being on my stories. But I just don't want to put it the straight photo. So I'll edit the photo in the mobile Lightroom app. It's Adobe's. I'll put in the presets that I've made or created, or add in the different adjustments and stuff like that. But then I'll take that photo and then use an app like Canva or Unfold, which creates like really clean looking story kind of post.
Canva's real good.
And it takes that image and the message that you're trying to convey, makes it look 10 times better than just posting the photo itself.
How do you feel? So the one thing I believe Apple products have over an Android, and correct me if I'm wrong, the iMovie app that comes standard, I feel it's pretty good for a free.
No, Android. Yeah, iMovies are great. It's definitely good to start on. Once you want to get into more intricate or fancy kind of stuff, you're going to have to move away from it. Huh. But like using Premiere Pro or Final Cut or something like that. But like iMovie, you can, if you just need to do some quick edits kind of stuff, even on my side of stuff, I'll use iMovie at times just to be, if I'm just cutting up something in particular, or if I just need to add some quick text over it. And iMovie, you can get that on your iPhone, iPad, and also your computer. But if you subscribe to the Adobe Cloud Suite, and if you have, there's a couple ways to get Premiere Rush, is their lightweight editing software. Mm-hmm. You can have that on a phone, tablet, or computer as well. And that's across all platforms: Apple, Android, Windows, Mac OS.
I think it's like, what, $19 a month? Or correct me if I'm wrong.
So
I saw several packages.
Yeah, there's a couple packages that you can do. I subscribe to the whole suite because I use multiple apps that Adobe uses. Again, I'll put a link in the description. Affiliate link helps me out when you buy that stuff. I get a percentage off of that. But you can get the whole thing, independent, like if you're a student or education discounts, things like that kind of go into play. I think full price, it's about $60 a month. It sounds like a lot, but you are getting a ton of apps at your disposal. Yeah. But the other way, full price, no discounts, is you can get the Lightroom and Photoshop apps. It's the photography package, but they also included Adobe Rush with that.
Okay.
So you get 3 really fantastic programs for $20 a month, full price, and you can get the Adobe Rush on your phone. I use it a lot if I'm doing like on-the-go type edits. Let's say I film some sort of video on my phone. I can just edit that on the phone, publish it, and the cool thing too, like a lot of your titles and graphics and animations and things like that syncs with the Adobe Cloud. That if you use Premiere Pro, you have all those same stuff. So if you'd like to try to keep your same design language, you can use that app. So that might feel a little bit overwhelming if this is like beginner level stuff for you, but
a little bit of a learning curve with
but the point is like you can start with iMovie if you're in the Apple ecosystem. But if you're with Android, I would suggest at least subscribing to the photography package with Adobe, because then you get Lightroom and Photoshop, and then you get Adobe Rush, the movie editing software. And you can create some awesome content with just those 3 apps itself. And it's going to take a little bit of learning and getting used to some stuff, but I would say like Adobe Rush is a lot more user-friendly than it's a lot closer to iMovie, which is user-friendly. compared to the full blast Adobe Premiere Pro, like what Hollywood uses kind of stuff. So yeah, like I would definitely recommend, like if you're on Android, try to go for it's gonna, I mean, like what you said, you get what you pay for. There are some free editing apps in the Android App Store, but they're pretty limited to abilities and quality and what you can do with it. And most likely you're still going to have to pay for some sort of in-app purchase anyway. So you might as well like kind of ante up and just get the good stuff.
So a couple of things I use on my Android phone, and I'm bouncing off of that what Android offers. My primary go-to is called Viva Video. They do have a free one. You do get a watermark when you use the free one. I think you're limited to 3 minutes. But to buy the app, I think it was like $12 a month. I mean, I'm a year. $12 for a year.
Yeah, about it all.
No, you can put your own professional watermark on there. If you watch any of my videos or if you want to see something very current, Aaron Gartland, the Gartland Law Firm, that's what I use to edit my stuff. I do use Canva, the free version. I don't think I've had to pay for anything
yet. Canva is so stinking good.
It is.
I mean, whether you're a professional or beginner, whatever, it's just, I actually subscribe to the pro version of it just so I can get some extra little features that helps out. It just helps. My thing is like whatever helps you get your job done, the better. I mean, it's like there's no shame in using Canva versus Photoshop. I mean, yeah, Photoshop has its purposes, Canva has its purposes. You don't have to like be an expert to get some quality stuff done.
Yes.
You just like learning the concepts of putting together content, like with Canva, the training that I've had with people or like advice and stuff, you learn the art of layering. So that means like you're able.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it's not just putting text over an image or anything like that, but you can literally build a design by layering stuff on top of each other and things like that. So whether it's filters,
for free mostly,
shapes, filters, shapes, text, images, even video now. Like Canva's added video capabilities to a lot of the posts now too. Again, stopping the scroll, so you got this cool looking layout, but then you got like this block that has a video playing on it. Like that's going to cause me to check it out more than just a normal photo or text.
So it's definitely the cool thing about Canva also, Instagram, Facebook, they all have their own parameters and they automatically sets itself to whatever you're trying to post it to,
right.
Which are useful. I do have a GIF editor to make GIFs with. I played around with that. That's pretty fun. And then I've been experimenting with Video Leap as well. It's another video editing app that so far it's free and I haven't any issues with it. That's my 2 cents on what to use for Android. Now, obviously, if you go to either the Apple Play Store or the Android Play Store, there's going to be a ton of things that are available. Obviously, read the reviews, YouTube it, see what other people are saying about it, and try it out for yourself. Now, all this, it's going to take time for you to learn. It's going to take time for you to experiment. The most important part of it is all of it's useless unless you don't start doing it. And the hardest part of the content game is plainly just starting. With my clients personally, one of the problems I have is, I think I've addressed this before, is they're like, oh, I don't sound right. Or what am I supposed to say? What topics do I cover? Or I forgot to put my makeup on this morning. Just do the video. If any of you follow Gary Vee, one of the things he says is you are your worst enemy when it comes to content production. Just make it. Just make the video.
He does have a little bit of an advantage. He has like a huge team.
Now he does have a personal team that does follow him around, which would be great. I wish I had someone 24/7 just record what the hell I'm doing.
Right.
So, yes, but the first step is just making it. Some of my clients, I've had them just make videos that we never even posted. It's just for them to get used to being in front of it. I have a client right now. We're starting TikTok videos, just getting him to make short 15-second videos about what he does. Those type of things are fun. And TikTok's a pretty good platform, not much of a learning curve to it, and everything can be done with an app pretty much.
Right.
But the point is just doing it. Just make the content, make the picture, make the post. Honestly, I think, well, now after some training, I can build a month and a half of all my posting in about 4 hours of time. But you as a small business, if you can dedicate 10 minutes 15 minutes, you can make some decent posts that you would feel comfortable with.
So just like, for example, I come in here because we're trying to do all these at 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, at the moment at least. So I come in, I was a few minutes early, but he's working with one of his guys down here in his office suite. And I'd say I sat there for maybe 10 minutes.
And we produced 3 videos.
Yeah, 3 videos. And then he's going to go back and do some more. So you just have to block out time to get it done. A strategy that isn't a bad idea is like you could use the concept of like Monday mornings from 8 to 12, 8 to lunchtime or whatever. You're just making content for the rest of the week. And then you can schedule most of that stuff out. You don't have to, I think it's Instagram's the only one. Well, I take that back. You can go to the Creator Studio on Facebook and schedule an Instagram out. You can't do it right from the app, but you can do everything, like all the major platforms at least, you can schedule stuff out. So that way, the benefit of that is like you're not taking time every day to create content and post it. You can create it all that Monday morning, schedule it out, and then you can focus on the other stuff of your business the rest of the week.
And the cool thing about it, as a quick side note, I hate Dropbox. So I use Google Drive. And what's cool about it is memory space is always a problem. So I always have my clients upload stuff to YouTube because, as far as I'm aware, there's no limit.
It's unlimited.
Yeah, you can just post stuff on there and then I use Google Drive to drag and drop. My clients will send me content because mostly I work remote. So when my clients will drop content, I'll edit it, they approve the edits, and then I schedule the postings out for them, and off to the races we go. If you really help or want to know more about that, please hit us up and we'll address that, how to set up better work remotely locations. Now, for you normally show up on spot, correct? For your clients, for your work?
Yeah, there's most of the time, there's some situations to where there's some remote stuff that happens, but yeah, when it's like a collaborative effort between companies, we have to end up using Google Drive and stuff like that most of the time. I did find out something that Google Drive needs to fix. I use an FS5 Mark II, expensive cinema camera. Yay!
Oh my gosh, I know exactly.
But the file type isn't compatible with Google Drive.
For real?
Yeah. So I was trying to share some video files for the collaborative effort that we were doing, so that way the other company can use the videos, but
like it will upload to Drive at all?
It's just not compatible.
I know there's some programs
Dropbox, which I haven't used in years, for some reason, it does work.
Because I know some things that my graphic artist will send me, they're not compatible, but the file's there, and I can download the file and then use whatever I need to view it.
Yeah, you can't even download the file once it's up there.
The Google Drive will just be like carrier, like here's something.
Right. It doesn't do that for some reason.
All right. Well, make sure we tweet that
to
Google Drive and
send a feedback form or something. But I know your gear. It was the first time I ever had to do that. But it was actually the collaborative effort wasn't actually for my business. There was a video that I made a few weeks ago when the COVID-19 stuff broke out, when we got into more of the harder lockdowns. And there's Wiregrass Church did a park and pray at the hospital. So they're just parking the drive or the parking lot, have some praise and worship, do some prayer time and stuff like that. Everybody stayed in their cars. So I was like, periodically I've been trying to document some ways that people and organizations are
dealing
with it, but just like different events that happen because of it, or coping mechanism, whatever it is, like just different stuff that's happening because of COVID-19. So I documented and made a video about it. And then This Is Alabama, which is a pretty popular social media platform in the Alabama area. They post stuff of anything that's going on in Alabama. So they caught wind of that. So they're going to use like some of the footage that I took. So
I remember you talking about that, yes.
They're putting together a big what's been happening in the state, and so they wanted to make a video about the positive stuff that's been going on, and that was one of the things that they're going to add. But that was the reason why.
You used to put on a thumb drive, right?
I've had
good old
thumb drives don't work as well with video files because of the size of the file itself, but It's like first attempt to try to go with the cloud storage. If that doesn't work, I'll ship a hard drive or something like that. Maybe ship it back. But yeah, like again, like every Wednesday, for the most part, until we have to do another time, it'll be sometime on Wednesdays. We're gonna talk about different stuff just to try to help out some businesses. If you want to go further in depth, we got both our sites here, Pathfinder or Evergreen. We can point you in the right direction or help you ourselves. So he can help you out, get you seen on. Like the beauty of this collaboration is like I can create some awesome content for companies, but they need to be seen, and he can help you do that. Definitely on the Google side of stuff.
That's what I specialize in.
So, yeah. Unless you have something else to add.
I do not. We look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday afternoonish, maybe around 1 o'clock something, see what happens. But as far as I know, questions or concerns, comments, please hit us up, and I appreciate your time. Take care.
All right. Have a good rest of the week.